The evolving landscape of shipping actually creates a sort of new direction and path. And we are talking about digitalization, decarbonization, and comes with that is the just transition for the crew. And my main concern from a sector for where I came, Manila office, which is dealing more with the seafarers documentation, the seafarers department, our priority is always the key for the safety that our crew that we send on board are properly certificated, competent and proficient. That has always been Marshall Islands' utmost concern over the years. So it remains the same, the priority remains the same, it's the safety. We make sure that the seafarers are properly trained. That's why Marshall Island Registry has a lot of engagement with the training centers. We try to see that everything is according to the regulations.
Thank you. Well, I see international shipping as the backbone of economies around the world. And in an ever-changing environment with additional challenges all the time, the sector will need to be able to adapt in order to maintain its critical role and its vital role in that regard. So what I see an industry that continues to modernize. It continues to become an agile industry that can adapt and address all the various challenges and risks that come across its way, but at the same time also provide a career pathway, an industry that is something that newer generations can look forward to. And so we all have a very critical role in that regard. And our priority, of course, as Leo had said, is ensuring the safety of the seafarers involved, but also to provide an environment for those seafarers to be able to thrive.
Thanks, Andrew. It's really good to be here at Posidonia. This is a great opportunity, I think, for us to talk about some of the things that we are of value most. Again, as Nick and Leo both said, safety of our seafarers, safety of our ships. We look at that in three principal areas: quality, the quality of our fleet. I specialize in making sure that the quality and that the ships are in compliance, actually looking at the inspection side of the house. And also what kind of value we can bring to our owners and operators in the field. So at Posidonia here, it's a really great opportunity to have those discussions, to talk about those things, and the open communication and the cooperation that we see between all facets of the industry. Yeah, I think overall, very, very concerned with the operating environment now in the field, like we said, out at sea. And as Leo hinted before, I think the important thing is most of what we see is that our owners and operators are concerned for their crew. So as long as they keep that focus of making sure their crews are going to be safe and then take actions in accordance with making sure that the crews are safe, we can support them 100%, and we do that. And we have a whole staff that actually is working with the agencies that are involved in many of these conflicts, working to communicate some of the key points to them. And I think focusing on safety and that safe operations is a key to successfully navigating this current climate. I don't know if you have anything.
Yeah, I mean, I would just add, I would agree that the current geopolitical situation is creating a complex and unpredictable environment for the industry to be able to operate. So in that regard, I think it's, again, important looking at, and I guess we'll hopefully talk about compliance initiatives and ensuring that not only do current standards are maintained, but that the current situation and complexities don't take away priorities in other areas, such as crew well-being, as well as the environment and marine safety as well. Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I can add something more from the perspective of the crewing agencies in Manila, especially in the Philippines. This tension had created some sort of a stress to the whole crewing industry, especially when it comes to the safety of the crew. And all manning agencies in the Philippines actually is regulated by a department in the government. It's a Department of Migrant Worker, which actually sends out issuances in terms of how ship owners, how operators should send crew on board following the IBF warlike operations and the high-risk security zones. They amended that continuously, being monitored by the government oversight and the Marshall Island Registry as a flag state. We are supporting them in a way, whatever they need from us. They call us from time to time. They ask if we are on top of things when it comes to safety of the crew, and we do, and we support. We have a good communication with the government in the Philippines.
Well, I think because of the complexity, that in itself provides a challenge for ship owners in order to ensure compliance. That unpredictability makes it much more difficult, and it puts stress on all the various supporting aspects of the industry. So making sure that crew changes can take place, trying to avoid issues of seafarer fatigue and abandonment and shortage of seafarers as well. But in addition to that, also making sure that the ships and the crews have everything they need to continue to comply not only with seafarer welfare and well-being type requirements, but also critical safety requirements, ensuring as well that ships continue to be surveyed, continue to meet all of their various obligations. And it just does not just fall on the ship. This also falls on pretty much every stakeholder involved. This is a critical issue that flag states, of course, look at with respect to obligations on different international treaties. And so certainly a more complex environment makes it much more challenging to be able to carry out those responsibilities effectively.
I think it's been helpful over the years, and I think it will continue to be helpful, because what is the principal thing we can do as a flag state to help our owners and operators out? I think it's how well we can influence and share our experiences with our owners and operators, and how they can share them back with us to improve safety on board their ships and to better look out for the crew, the welfare of the crew, ship safety, ship security in the current environment. And again, all that digitalization helps with us being able to share information in a faster and more efficient manner that will improve those overall outcome goals or outcomes of safety, security, environmental protection, and welfare of seafarers.
So, and if I could add, you mentioned environmental performance. Digitalization is seen as sort of a critical component to any kind of energy transition, particularly where we're implementing and developing new types of technologies and trying to also create greater efficiencies in the whole in the whole system. So digitalization, of course, is something that we do have to embrace, and we utilize that to many advantages to improve efficiency and basically improve the status of the industry overall.
One thing is the technical skills, the hard skills. It's given. All seafarers sent on board are certificated, are competent, and proficient. It's given. But one thing that I have always been talking about whenever I'm invited by your team in Manila for some talk is that we deal more of, we can complement the hard skills with the soft skills, which is very important to keep you in the business for a long time. Hard skills, technical skills, they evolve, new trainings and everything. But the soft skills, the communication, the leadership, strategic thinking, those are very important tools, skills that is needed by the seafarers in both on board and on shore, they are badly needed for you to be able to continue move forward to the future of shipping.
You want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to add to what Leo just said. Those soft skills are so important. If you, so these are some of the things that we're working on, trying to improve those soft skills of the crew. When we're out there doing a flag state inspection on a ship, we just don't go around to find deficiencies. We go around almost as a training session with the crew to see if they're aware of what are the major hazards on board that they should be looking at, and sharing, transitioning that understanding from our inspectors to the crews on board, and sometimes from the crews back to our inspectors, makes a real difference in overall compliance and quality of the fleet.
And I guess just to add from a regulatory point of view, we're at a very interesting inflection point within the industry as well, with all of the complexity that's emerging today, as well as changes with the technology changes in the sector and the energy transition. Regulations need to keep pace. And so the International Maritime Organization is already embarking on a comprehensive review of the STCW Convention to ensure training and certification standards keep pace with these changes, as well as a number of other initiatives in other areas that are really all meant to ensure that the same level of safety and integrity is in place as these situations continue to evolve.